tuna sashimi. 3, 2, 1.
Hello guys, Tunia back again. This time we're going to do a review. I haven't done one of these for a little while since I've been streaming quite a bit. So this is Jessie Jaeger in Cleopatra's Curse, new PC Engine game by Bold Games Studios. I've been looking on the net, so I think some people had this last year, so I don't know what happened, but mine turned up on the weekend. Randomly, I didn't know it was getting posted, and randomly turned up. This was a Kickstarter game originally, so I backed it about 2 years ago, I think it was. First turned up. Say this is basically you play the character Jessie, who her grandfather goes into a tomb and gets cursed in stone, and you've got to go in there, save him, and get out of it and work your way out of it. It is a platform hack and slash in some ways, puzzle type game. It's quite nice. I've just finished it and managed to 100% it. I quite enjoyed it, I gotta be honest. And it looks like you can do a new game plus once you've actually finished it, which is quite cool. So I'll have to do that once you get to keep all your items. So what we'll do, we'll start this. I think I'll show you from my save. Reason being, I can show you some of the weapons and sort of what you've got to do in the game. So basically, you get Jessie. She can basically, if you push it, this took me a little while to figure this out. That woman there is the shop. If you push up on her, which you don't do on any other character, then you can go into the shop and buy items. In there you can buy an extra heart, you can buy a power up for each weapon you pick up, and you can buy health restores and life restores. When you've got like a sun emblem, it's basically a life restore. So if you die completely, it'll respawn you back at the statue. Took me a little while to work that out. Other than that, you got the hearts at the bottom, and you can get a bottle as well that fills up your hearts. So basically, there's different weapons in the game. So at the bottom left hand side, you see I got the shoes, which makes me run fast. And then if I change weapon, then I got the boomerang. All these weapons, you will have to change these weapons a lot when you're playing this game. There's a whip, which you can whip in various directions, that's sort of Castlevania-ish, but it also grabs onto things you can swing around. There's a piece of cloth, which means you can float down. You don't get this weapon until later on in the game. And there's a hammer, which you can use to kill enemies when you're swimming in water. Plus, you can use it to break through secret walls. So pretty much that's all the weapons. She basically can jump, she can duck down, and that's pretty much basic controls. So if I'm going to run around here, this is essentially the last corridor section. It's not really a spoiler, so I'll just show you a little bit. So basic mechanics in this game, it's screen by screen, so it's not fully scrolling. And if I go down here, so I'm going to change to the cloth. So basically with the cloth you can hold it and float down and you get past it, even though I got hit by the snake. So what you get in this game is there's 6 maps altogether. I think it's 6 maps. Let me just double check. When you buy this game as well, it comes with a nice case. It's got a sticker set, and it comes with a full pull-out map, which is also a poster. Yep. So like I said, there's 6 areas you go to, and they've each got you got to reach them first, which is quite hard. And there is a swimming level as well, which is quite good. So once you've actually filled in the map, it'll show you the map and it'll show you little things that you can do on it, and you can see how long it's taken me to finish it. There's the items at the top. You can choose them in the map. There's an item you get for snorkeling, which means you can stay underwater a bit longer, and the magnifying glass means it'll point out special things like the shop lady flashing on the map, which is handy because it will show you if you're a little bit stuck. I did get stuck at one point and I couldn't work out where to go, but it was plainly obvious because it was flashing on the map. So don't ask. So basically what you want to do is if I go down here, she plays quite nice. Playability wise, I think this plays really good. She can jump up and down ladders, which is quite handy. Jump off ladders. You can duck down when you need to duck down, and she can also swim. As I go down here, I'll show you. She can also swim. Whee! But this game's like a giant maze essentially, so you've got to try and work your way through it. There's the shop lady again. So if I go over here, so she can swim. When you press the button, you maybe hear me tapping because I'm on the arcade machine doing it. She swims slightly faster when you tap. So there's lots of little mechanics to this game. There's ropes she can climb up as well, as you'll see over there. You can climb up and down ropes. You can also jump up and down the ropes, which is well handy. There's lots of secrets as well. There was a coin up there. You collect coins in this game, which you can use at the shop. They're usually in areas that are hard to get, so you've usually got to figure out a way to get to them. There's a couple of different coins with different values as well. So basically, you need the coins to upgrade your weapons and to give you health back and stuff at the shops, and you can buy the extra respawns as well. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to change to my so I can float up. I run through some of the levels. I think the graphics are quite nice on this. They do the job. She's quite a cool character as well. The backgrounds, I suppose, are quite similar to each other, just like a different colour more than anything else. But they do the job. I will say that platforming in this game can be a bit tricky. It's not that it doesn't play well; it's hard. You've got to really sort of learn to play this game. Otherwise, you're just going to end up dying all the time. Especially when it comes to the rope. I'll show you the swing mechanic now. The swing mechanic is probably the hardest mechanic in this game to get used to. It's really difficult. Like I'll show you now. I've got used to it now. Now I've got the hang of it. I find it quite easy. You can. There's a button to choose a weapon. I think it's the select button, which you can run through. Or if you go to the menu, you can also pick a weapon in the menu, which changes. So basically, when you as I messed it up straight away. Basically, when you jump, you can either shoot diagonal, straight up, or straight forward. When she grabs on like that, she'll swing back and forward continuously. And then once you're at the height of your swing, you can jump off. You do sort of get the hang of it. At first, it's really tricky. I am sort of, after playing it for a couple of hours, I've really got the hang of the swinging, even though I still mess it up every now and then as well, mine. So, the swinging is definitely the trickiest mechanic to get down in this game. But it does work. There's a lot of bosses as well that require you to use multiple weapons. You'll have the swinging, you'll have throwing a bloody armor at people, and various other stuff in this game. So it'll have you using all the weapons all of the time. Let's run for the game a little bit. The music in this game is quite nice. There's a different music track for each section of the game. So you'll get a different music track, and there's different music tracks for the bosses as well. They're obviously very much in the Egyptian style. They do the job. They're not... So I wouldn't say they were amazing, but they pretty much do the job. It could have been maybe a little bit more variety in the music, but I understand why they've done it. There's 6 sections of the game, so there's 6 music tracks essentially. You do get traps like this every now and then, where the balls will go past. You also get trap floor tiles and everything on yours as you go past, and you'll walk on them, the tiles will start disappearing. Like, you got to watch for you, because these snakes come up. If you don't get rid of these snakes, they will give you a bad day. They'll hit you off the swing. So when you get hit when you're on the swing, you literally get hit off the swing. There's a secret up there. There's lots of other items hidden all over the place. You've literally got to collect. I don't know if I got them in here. You've got to collect a load of keys, and then you've got to collect. There's 4 items you need to collect. They don't tell you what they are in the booklet, but you need to collect them to get to the end of the game. Then once you've collected all them, you get an item right before the last boss, and then you have to do a lot of backtracking. Then there's like 4 areas on the game you'll find you won't be able to get to them, and then that treasure, as you see at the top, is what you get from going back and collecting everything. The reason you do that is because there's two endings in. There's a bad ending where you don't save Grandpa and he goes off and you leave him. Or once you get the treasure, once you finish the game, you can save Grandpa and then you get the good ending. So there's two endings to this game. Messed it up. It does take a little bit to get used to the swinging, depending on where the swing is, depending on how high you're going to jump off it, and you've got to hit the whip before you think you've got to use it. Once you get your head around that, it's not too bad. You're almost getting back to the bit where you first started in this game. Like this game is it's like a Metroidvania in lots of ways. It starts you on this level, and then you work your way through. You find an item, so basically you start off with the run. So the run is your basic weapon, and then you get the boomerang, which will allow you to get to different areas and hit switches and stuff with the boomerang. And then you get the whip, which will allow you to swing. So that as you're collecting all the items, it allows you to get further and further through the game. So the classic sort of Castlevania, sort of like Metroidvania. So you can use boomerangs to those switches. You do die instantly if you go in there. This is one of those traps. So look. This is the one where you've got to jump and push straight up. Them ones do take a little bit of getting used to. Maybe a bit easier on a pad, I don't know. There was a secret in there which took me a little while to work out how to get it. Each of the items have got like a little sort of level you go through to get them. Oh, that's I get it a few times. There's like a little puzzle section you'll go through, and oops, over there is an item as well. So you get the idea. It's basically a Metroidvania. Lots of little different things to do on you. Lots of items to pick up. Secret areas. Just overall, a pretty nice game. This is the first, essentially this is the area where you get your first item. And to get over there, you have to use the run. So you can jump higher. Or later on, once you get that, you can just float over there. But let's say I've had this game. I've been playing it for about 6 hours, and I gotta be honest, I've really enjoyed it. It is a good fun game. Like I said, it's got. I think the graphics are pretty nice. They do the job. I did like the demo when he released it. That's why I ended up kickstarting it. The graphics are really nice. It plays really well. A few downsides. The whipping does take a little bit of practice. I say a little bit, probably a lot of practice to get really good at. The other thing I would say about this game, it's hard. It's not easy at first. When you first play it, this game is quite difficult. It'll take you a while. You'll end up repeating yourself, and sometimes it can be a long distance between saves. So when you first play, you won't have a clue how to save it, and it doesn't really explain that in the booklet either. Some of the levels you've got to do quite a fair run before you get to a save. So depending on how many hearts you've got, which you start off for free, depending on how many hearts you have, it's going to be harder or easier. So it's not an easy game at start, but the more you play it, the more you get used to it. The more I've really enjoyed it. The music, like I said, the music's decent, does the job. There is a nice, towards the end of the game, there is a sort of nice Egyptian rock track on you, which is quite cool. But yeah, there's more ambient type sort of Egyptian music. But yeah, I've really enjoyed playing this game. It's good. I don't know how much it is. I think I kickstarted it, and it was about 36, 37 quid, I think, delivered. So I probably had it a bit cheaper than it is now. They do have a website which you can go to. I think you can order it off there. If I have a look in the booklet, they are planning on doing other versions. If I can get a light on a second, if I can find my my light, because I can't see it. Yeah, there is a couple of different versions coming out. I played the demo of the Mega Drive version. It's really good. There's a PC Engine CD version, which is what I'm playing now. I think they got a Hue card version as well, which is quite nice. They're planning, so it says here, they're planning on a Mega Drive version, a Hue card version, or a Turbo Chip version, which that'd be cool to have. The sort of Turbo CD or Super CD on a PC Engine, Nintendo Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Gear, which is rather interesting. So yeah, I don't know whether you can pre-order these on his website. I don't know. I'll put a link to his website in the description, so you can have a look. But yeah, I thought that's definitely quite interesting that they're planning all those different versions. Like I said, I played the Mega Drive version, and it's pretty much exactly the same. At least the demo was anyway, with just music done by the Mega Drive chip, which can't go wrong. Probably the PC Engine one's probably exactly the same. But yeah, really nice game actually. And I think as for a new game, and if you like this type of game, like the puzzle platformer, and you want something that's not going to be, you know, a walk in the park to do, even though it's only going to probably take you about the same as me, 6 hours to finish it or whatever, I think you'll really enjoy it. The other thing I think about this, I think speedrunners might actually really enjoy this game, because I think you could probably route this game, and if you knew exactly where to go and what items to pick up and the levels you need to go to, you could probably finish it in just over an hour and a half. Maybe you'd have to practice it loads, mind. You'd have to route the entire game. I did see a replay of it, which was about 2.5 hours, and he hadn't basically routed the game. So I reckon you could do it faster if you know what you're doing. And with the Plus, I tell you what we'll do before I go. We'll go back to the menu. So if I restart this, start it back up. We'll have a look what the Plus game does and see if it keeps all your weapons. Yeah, so I reckon speedrunners might actually like this game once they get their hands on it. Shame that they're not doing a ROM. I think a lot of people would be interested in getting a ROM and downloading and chucking it on an emulator, or putting it on a Mister. I'm playing this on the Mister as well, by the way, so I'm not playing it on original hardware. Even though I do have the disc, I did rip it and chuck it on the Mister. So let's have a look at the... Ah, that's interesting, because I've started again now. It hasn't given me the +1 game. If I load... Ah, so that's interesting. It means I'm going to have to go through it again now to get the +1 game, which I'm literally not far from where the boss is. Just go through, do the boss, and then get the +1 game. So anyway, that's Jessie Jaeger in Cleopatra's Curse. Like I said, I really enjoyed this game. It's fun. I think it definitely is well worth picking up if you like this type of game. I will warn you though, you might find it a bit frustrating, because at times it can be a bit frustrating, especially if you're struggling with the whip and the swinging. So keep that in mind. I'm a little bit torn whether to give it a 7 or an 8. I enjoyed it, so I think I enjoyed it, and I think it would be an 8. But I think it might be a bit frustrating for some people. So I might go smack in the middle and give it 7.5. So I'm going to give it 7.5. I know that's a lower score, but I still think this is well worth picking up. And as a brand new game on the PC Engine, can't fault it, well worth picking up. So if you like this type of game, pick it up. If you're on the fence on it, I don't know, maybe give it a try. You might like it, but let's say don't expect an easy ride. But it is good. So anyway, guys, cheers for that. Hope you enjoyed the view, and or review even. And I'll probably catch you in my live streams. So, ta-da now. Bye-bye.